Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. We're presented by the Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy women's rowing continues to go right along here as they head for the NCAA Championships coming up this weekend. Nicole Dado joins us right now. And I don't know, Nicole, you're a senior in college. Have you ever had a busier weekend than what lies ahead for you coming up this weekend?
Definitely not. With commissioning week happening and the national championship this coming weekend, a lot of things going around on and off the yard, family in town. Very thankful for the opportunity to do both and commission next Sunday on the 28th.
I was going to say, too, the fact that, let's face it, I mean, Cherry Hill, New Jersey is not that far away. So it's not as if there's some massive commute involved in all of this. You know, we look at it, you know, kind of in a simplistic way, but is that one of the good things here to kind of reduce the amount of distractions with everything going on that you're encountering this week?
100%. I think having this race in New Jersey is a huge factor in just like making things a little bit easier. Like I said before, super thankful for my family for being adaptable and willing to make that change. They're going to come watch us race. They're going to come back, watch me commission in Annapolis. But being from New Jersey, especially for me, having this race in New Jersey is amazing.
I was going to say, you hit on the point I was going to make right there. And look, let's face it, the water has not been foreign to you. I mean, you were a swimmer, but you made the transition to rowing like others who have done it as a walk-on. What was attractive about, you know, getting into the rowing program and then obviously now thriving in it the way you have since you've been in it?
The big attraction for me was the water. I've been someone who loved being a part of the water my entire life. I started swimming at age 6, swam my entire life, worked at the beach as a lifeguard. Everything I've done has been around the water my entire life. So rowing was just another part of that. And I'm very thankful that I found my way over to Hubbard Hall because this boathouse has become a home for me for so many and has introduced me to some of the most amazing people I've ever met. So the hard work.
Yeah. I mean, we talked to Sophia, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and she mentioned your story in particular. And I'm just fascinated how, you know, you can take up something that is so totally different. I mean, it's not like, you know, another sport you may have come across growing up or something like that, and you can adapt to it. But what were the challenges in terms of rowing and obviously the different type? I mean, you're a great athlete, we know that, but there's so many other things that this sport presents. What were the greatest challenges to finding success?
I think the big thing for me, the biggest transition from swimming, big sport about hard work and pushing through mental challenges, especially since it is such an individual sport of like you're doing those things and you're pushing yourself to a new level. And like, yes, you're racing the people next to you, but it is a very internal sport. And with rowing, it's very similar on the erg, especially. But once you get in those boats, you can be the strongest person. But the thing that matters the most is which boat is willing to move together the best, which boat is willing to become the most united. So I think that was definitely a learning curve of like, okay, I need to get my body to move the exact same way as someone else. I need to get my body to do these things exactly the way someone else is doing them so that we can all move this boat together. Because if you have 9 individuals trying to move a boat, it's nothing compared to 9 individuals trying to do it all together.
I was going to say, people don't really understand the, you know, the 4s, the 8s, and the great challenges that come with that. We talk about it all the time, though. You know, if just one person isn't doing their job, it can mess up the whole thing, no matter what the sport. And I would imagine this one is similar, where timing and the precision and the rhythm for everybody on that boat has to be in sync, does it not?
100%. And that's where I think my job this year has become different. So I rowed my first 3 years, and this year I became a coxswain. And I think that having that experience of being a rower, now becoming a coxswain, has allowed me to help unify that boat even more so as I've been in that seat, as I've pulled those strokes, raced those same 2,000-meter races. I know all those feelings, and kind of getting my boat to feel all those things, all that pain, all that hard work together has been an amazing opportunity.
I was going to say, though, and I know I'm not saying this to patronize you as a senior, but and what the Naval Academy presents. But I would imagine for you and Sophia and Kate, I mean, there's nothing new though in terms of becoming a leader and expectation and rising to that expectation, because I imagine that's what you expect of yourselves every day, is it not?
100%. I think that the lessons I've learned in Hubbard Hall are so amazing, and I'm thankful for the leadership opportunity this boathouse has given me. I think going into NCAA specifically, you know, for me, Katie and Sophia, this is our last ride. This is our last time to be all in with this team. And I mean, we're going to keep working hard for the team when we're not here, but this week for me means a lot because I'll be able to see the rising seniors ready to take over the team. And this is, yes, our final opportunity to lead this team, but I'm really excited to see what it has in store. The rising firsties are going to do a phenomenal job with the team. And I think that this next week, you know, watching that finally come into place is going to be great for the team, great for the future of Navy women's crew.
Was there ever a thought at some point that it might be kind of overwhelming knowing the success that this program has had now for several seasons, and here you were joining it from, you know, kind of out of nowhere here just to take a shot at it? Did you ever feel that it was overwhelming at any point, or was it an easy adaptation?
I think the culture the team has and continue to has is extremely welcoming. At the end of the day, when you get to Hubbard Hall, the expectation is that you're willing to work hard, you're willing to work together, and you're willing to support the people around you. So no matter where you come from, as long as you bring those three things, you'll fit right in here at Hubbard Hall. And the class of 2020, those are people I look up to so much. And they did a phenomenal job showing that to us when we were freshmen. And I hope that we did the same throughout our time here.
I was going to say, too, for you and student athletes like yourself in this particular graduating class, you're going to have a heck of a story to tell at reunions later on down the road about the perseverance over the last 4 years. Quite the journey. It's certainly been, you know, something that other midshipmen have not had to face based on the things you saw early in your time here. The fact that you're coming to the end of that journey, is it even more impressive how you and others in your class had to push through at times when we were dealing with stuff that we really had no file on? We couldn't go to a sheet and say, okay, here's what you do in event of this. Just how different has this journey over 4 years been, especially for those, as you know, there are a lot of people around that started with you all that aren't here anymore.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, you know, on the other side of all the craziness that was 2020 and 2021 season was a lot of hard work and a lot of things you kind of just had to get ready to buckle up for. I know for my class specifically, 2022 introduced a lot of things we had never seen before, and becoming a part of that was extremely important and valuable. And I think that made us even stronger going into this season. Every year we have a word that we say when we break, and this year was earn it, which I think was extremely fitting. It was our opportunity to earn back that Patriot League title. And I think back to the year COVID started with class of 2020, and their word was all in. I feel like I bring, and our class continues to bring that all in mentality every single day for the class of 20, because at the end of the day, yes, we had to push through it. Class of 23 had to push through all these things to kind of overcome that hump. But without the lessons from the class of 20, 21, and 22, I don't know if we would have gotten here. So I'm very thankful for them as well.
You look at the late rallies that you all had, obviously, in the Patriot League championships. Does that kind of embody what this team is all about, that the race is never over until you get to the finish line?
100%. There's nothing like what we'd say is a good dogfight till the bitter end of a race. You never know what's going to happen until that buzzer sounds, until, you know, the horn blows at the end of the race. You don't know who the winner is. You have an entire 2,000 meters to make a difference. You're not winning the race in the first 500. You win it in the last meter. That's the meter that counts the most, that 2,000th meter. Whoever puts that bow ball across the finish line first, that's what it comes down to. So you can be down at 1,900 meters in. you can be down at 1,999 meters. If your bow ball crosses that finish line first, like that's the Navy mentality. I'm not stopping until the horn blows.
It's spectacular. Shocker, submarines, it's water. Why the sub community?
For me, it comes down to the people. I went on my sub cruise after the 2021 season. I actually got on a plane the day after the last time Navy went to the national championship to Hawaii. And I went on a underway with a submarine out of Pearl Harbor. And I learned all about the community, met amazing people, amazing officers, amazing enlisted personnel. They were so intelligent, so hardworking. And that community always wants to be better. Similar to the way we are at this boathouse, there's always something that can make us more efficient, more quiet, just better than the person we're trying to fight. So that's the community I want to be a part of, and I'm really excited and looking forward to joining it.
I'll let you out on this. How different is the Nicole Dado now that showed up on I-Day?
Definitely very different. I've grown. Like, commissioning week has been a really interesting time to reflect and think about going to Patriots, especially for me. Like, I did a lot of reflecting then, kind of looking back in my 4 years, because at the end of the day, I didn't know when the end was going to come. I knew that was going to be a nail biter, and hats off to BU. Like, they gave us a good run for our money. Like, it was tight. And the 1V pulled off that tiebreaker. The 2V, the 4 did what they had to do, got the job done, put us in that position. And I did a lot of reflecting. And this place has taught me so much about teamwork and what it means to just like care for other people. It's never about what you want. It's about what's going to make the team faster. All around the boathouse, in the locker room, almost every door you walk into, we have a little sign that says "Make Navy Faster." That has nothing to do with who you are, with what you're doing. And as an individual, it's what you're doing to make the boathouse faster. Stretching as an individual, that's going to make Navy faster. Pushing through that 2,000th meter, making sure you go to the bitter end, that's what makes Navy faster. It's about what's making this boathouse faster. And the other biggest lesson I've learned is this idea of learning or loving watching the people around you succeed. There's nothing better than watching my teammates, watching this boathouse, you know, the lights, the heavies, and the women's team just do phenomenal things. We all have goals, and watching each of the 3 teams accomplish those has been the most amazing thing these past 4 years.
Not many student athletes get to exhaust that final season as far as it can go. You and your other 2 seniors are getting to do that. Congratulations on what you've accomplished so far, and certainly best of luck with all of the amazing things that'll be happening this week for you and your teammates. We hope you guys have a great trip on the weekend, and obviously congratulations on getting to the finish line here. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you.